Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing okay and keeping well. I thought I'd do a short video today in regards to the book I've just recently finished, which is The Vampire Chronicles Blood and Gold by Anne Rice. I've been a fan of Anne Rice now for many moons. I read Interview the Vampire when I was 17 years old, and I'm 51 now, so it was a very long time ago. And since then, since the first initial read of said Interview the Vampire, I've been a fan of Anne Rice ever since. And her books are just wonderful. They really are. And it goes without, it goes without saying that I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I'll just turn the book over and so you can read the back of the book if you wish to do so. I do apologise about the glare. I'll try and sort that out a little bit. If I like to zoom in and pause. This is what the book's about. And yeah, I very much enjoy my time reading this one. I do apologise for any background noise. It's now, what time is it? 10 to 7 in the evening here in the UK. And you might hear the occasional door creaking or the blinds, clacking against the windows, because although it's a little bit sunny out, it's very windy, it's very blowy. So you might hear the occasional door creak and things. And I do apologise about that. I also apologise about my voice at the moment. I've got a bit of a sinus issue going on, so my apologies. But yeah, I've recently finished this one and it was fantastic. Very much enjoyed the reread, and I've tabbed it like I don't know what. I mean, I've tabbed, the interactions between the vampires, meaningful quotes, and settings, the settings of the book where I enjoyed reading, and as I said, the interactions between the vampires, what was meaningful, and and made you think on reflection and stuff. And so basically, top and tail is, this is Marius' story in regards to who he was before he was made a vampire, and his life after, being turned into an immortal, and his relationships with the interconnecting characters. I don't want to give any spoilers in case you haven't read them, or you're interested in reading the Chronicles, so I will try and keep this as spoiler free as I can. But yeah, if you're looking for like a Lestat story, Lestat isn't hardly mentioned in this book, because this book, Marius' story, is set way back before Lestat became the Brat Prince, as we know and love, and that. So this is set way before Lestat's time. So basically, we've gone back to the ancient times, and Anne Rice's world building is wonderful. So in regards to the ancient eras, it's the ancient times of Rome, Egypt, and Venice, and Marius's connections to the Queen Akasha and King Enkil, and his relationships with Pandora, Bianca, Thorn, and Amadeo / Armand. That is a mini spoiler. Obviously, if you've read the Vampire Armand, you'll know what I'm talking about. So that's only like a mini spoiler. But yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful story. The writing is just sensual. It's lush. It's beautiful. And it just, the world just draws you in. You know, the world of Marius, of who he is and what he is and why he's the way he is, just draws you in. And he's a very complex character. He's very, his world, you know, is worldly wise. He is, he has an aura of peace, if you like, but sometimes his ideas on things, if you like, kind of backfire on him. So as he tries to do things for the greater good, at times it doesn't go quite as according to plan as he thinks it's going to go. And there's times like a melancholy, melodramatic, you know, in regards to his relationships of the others and with the others in the book. I am really trying not to give any spoilers here, but his complexities do make you, you know, feel sorry for him at times. And although he tries to do things for the greater good, and you can sort of see his point and where he's coming from, sometimes he's deciding in his decisions, you know, are not always the best ones. But, you know, he's a very warm character. You know, he has a respect for humanity. He has a respect for mortals. And, you know, you watch these films, you know, where it's all fangs and, you know, and like bloodshed and things like that. In the Vampire Chronicles, it's very much different. They're more, how can I explain it? They're more aligned to the depths of, you know, melancholy and melodrama than the average, you know, vampire, you know, book, I guess, other than, you know, some of the recent ones. But yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful story, and it goes without saying, you know, Anne Rice was a phenomenal author, very much missed, very much loved, and very much remembered. And her world, her vampire world, is just beautiful. Her writing style can be flowery at times, but that makes the reading experience more worthwhile, in my opinion. How her descriptions just lure the reader, like you're there, you're in the world, and the realms of these vampires, and it's a wonderful thing. You know, because without saying, I've been a fan of like Interview with the Vampire, the film with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, for many, many moons, and the recent series on AMC starring Sam Reed and Jacob Anderson is just as phenomenal, you know, phenomenal as the film was. When I can get my words out properly. But yeah, if you haven't read the Vampire Chronicles already, then, you know, I recommend them. You know, and have a wonderful time with them. I very much give this book 5 stars out of 5. You know, it's just a stunning read, and And but yeah, as I say, if you're looking for a book of the Chronicles with a lot of Lestat in it, you won't find it in this one. This is set way before Lestat, was on the scene, and so, but he's kind of mentioned, but not for a fair while throughout the book. But yeah, great read, great story, and goes without saying, I'll always be a fan of Miss Rice, and I look forward to rereading Blackwood Farm. Did I read? No, I don't think I did read Blackwood Farm back in the day. So to read Blackwood Farm, which I'll be reading another couple of books down the line, it will be a fresh read for me, because I don't think I read Blackwood Farm back in the day. No, I didn't. So yeah, again, thoroughly recommended. Very much worth time spent in this and in these realms. And with that being said, thank you for watching. Take care, stay safe, happy reading, and I'll see you all again in my next video. Thank you. Bye, bye, bye.